Hi there, Summoners! GuardianE here with another live reaction and first impression video for Fire Emblem Heroes. And here we have the trailer for the next Mythic/Legendary hero that's dropping into the game in just a couple of days. So we got the trailer pulled up here. We are going to watch it together raw for the first time, just to get a feel for whoever is coming on deck. And then take a closer look at the kit and everything and the banner as a whole. So let's get started. Oh, that's too loud. Check out who is coming through the frost. To bless. Oh, it's an Emblem hero. Oh, okay. Oh, it's Roy. Okay. Roy, our boy of Binding. Okay. Classic look. He looks very smug. Look at how smug he looks. It's because he knows he's broken. It's because he knows whatever he has, he's bringing the busted. Alright, Young Lion Edge, Blazing Lion for the special. Rise above 4, which is inheritable, pair up, which is broken, and then emblem effect as well. So, oh, got a little heal action, huh? Interesting. So he dinged in the first hit. He survives. And then I wonder if that's like a bide effect. Oh, that's a really cool animation. Oh! What was that? What was that at the end? A little flip? A little flourish at the end? Alright. So then, what are we looking at? Reposition. Binding Blade Style. Alright, unit can hit targets from two spaces away. I feel like that's becoming more and more boring. Okay. Heals allies with his raised sword, unleashes a special that incinerates foes, prevents foes' lethal attacks. Yeah, he has a miracle effect, that much is clear. I wonder if he has like something dumb, like prevents miracle negation or something. That would be really stupid. Alright, okay, ding. And then bam. Rise up. It's so weird that he does that flip at the end. I mean, it looks cool. It looks cool. Alright. Nice. This is just showing the heal. So he provides the heal. I gotcha. He provides the heal to his allies. So it is some sort of support effect to nearby allies. Got it. Okay. Roy. Emblem Roy. That kind of completes the triumvirate of like classic Fire Emblem mainstay heroes, right? Like Marth, Ike, Roy. At least from a Smash perspective, I guess. But oh my god, this demo is like going on forever. Clearly it's demonstrating something in his kit that we haven't seen, that I haven't really taken a look at yet. Alright, can engage, and Heroes special gets powered up, of course. That much is obvious. And then initiates combat. Oh, it's like a miracle effect. I see. I actually think I would have preferred... So, we'll take a closer look at it, because I didn't read all of it. But I think I would have preferred a heal element to the emblem effect. And the reason why I'm thinking about that is selfishly, I'm thinking about like Duo Christmas Camilla and how she already has a miracle effect, but if they had a heal built in, because actually there aren't really, it's very, very difficult for flyers to get heal on attack. So well, anyway, not to get too distracted here. Got some Emblem heroes lined up here. Okay, all right. That's not a bad showing. Alright, so starting on the 29th of May and going until June 14th. And then if you do have a FEH pass, you are able to secure your or spark for a copy as needed. So yeah, the lineup not too bad. I mean, so on red, Emblem Lucina is actually with him, which is kind of nice. Yeah, so Hother, okay, Diamant, Heimdallr, Valley, okay, La Rochelle, Vale, yep, Hortensia, okay. Okay, so Celica and Veronica, and then also Emblem Lucina. Okay, so 2 Emblem Heroes on red. That's pretty significant. Again, the whole value of Emblem Heroes as a whole. So, am I excited to see Roy? I'm glad to see him, but at the same time, it's not like he's a surprise. He was one of those inevitables. We were absolutely going to see an Emblem Roy at some point. I think his art's pretty clean, and I think they did a great job with it. In particular, and we'll go back. Actually, let's go back now. So let's go back to his profile art, because I think they made him look so smug. Like, he's floating there, and I don't know. I feel like Roy always has this overarching earnestness to his look. He has definitely a youthful charm to him, and he's stalwart, strapping, and I think that I don't know, turning into an emblem made him a little, look at that smirk. I don't know. But he's got the glowing flames effect, and then he's standing tall, floating tall, I should say. And again, I think it's nice art for him. So Roy is going to be, as one would expect, he is going to be an infantry sword unit. And then let's take a look at his kit. So, Young Lion Edge, 14 might, enables Kanto distance +1, max 4, has a killer slaying effect, unit can counterattack regardless of foe's range, so he does have some distant counter in there, which is nice to have that in there and not have to be reliant on that somewhere else. For unit and allies in 3 rows, 3 columns centered on unit, restores 40% of unit or allies max HP as their combat begins. Triggers after effects that deal damage as combat begins. Only highest value applied, does not stack. Okay, so that I don't love that because it negates the as combat begins. It's another counter to as combat begins, where I am a big fan of as combat begins because Camilla. But hey, you know what? Nothing lasts forever in Fire Emblem Heroes, that is absolutely sure. Nothing, to be honest, nothing lasts more than a month, more or less. Grants attack speed, defense, res plus X. For unit X is 15, and for allies X equals 5. Okay. And reduces the effects of deep wounds by 50%. I see. So he does have a counter to counter healing. Right? If somebody is going to counter healing with deep wounds, he can reduce it by 50%. Neutralize effects that grants special cooldown charge plus X to foe, and inflict special cooldown charge minus X on unit or ally during combat. Okay. So he has that big area of effect. 3 rows, 3 columns centered on unit, and a plethora of positive support effects there. Unit deals plus 25 damage, just true 25 damage. Reduces damage from foes' attacks by 15. Again, this is pretty boilerplate, and reduces damage from foes' specials by an additional 15. That, again, is basically cookie cutter and put on every unit these days, because again, they've backed themselves into a corner. Every unit has to have that to even be remotely viable. So now, like, the baseline has moved up. So everybody deals 25 damage. Everybody has 15 damage reduction. So that it's not special for anyone, right? Unit can use the following style, Binding Blade style. So we can take a look at that when it gets introduced later. So Blazing Lion is going to be the special 5 cooldown when special triggers boost damage by unit's speed. Just all of unit's speed, okay? All right. Well then. And that's just the first line of, what is that, like 30 lines that makes up this special. At start of player phase or enemy phase, grants reflex and increases speed difference necessary for foe to make a follow-up attack by 10 during combat to unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit for 1 turn. Reduces damage from foes' attacks by 40%. And neutralizes effects that guarantee foes' follow-up attacks and effects that prevent units' follow-up attacks during combat. And also, if unit's HP is greater than 1, and foe would reduce unit's HP to 0, survives with 1 HP. Once per combat, does not stack with other similar effects. When this effect triggers, other similar effects granted to unit are considered triggered and vice versa. If decreasing the speed necessary, wait, so it's once per turn, is that right? Once per combat, does not stack with, okay. Alright. Interesting. If decreasing the speed difference necessary to make a follow-up attack by 10 would allow the unit to trigger a follow-up attack, then potent follow 100% during combat triggers. Okay. If unit initiates combat, applies Divine Vein Flame on 5 spaces in a line centered on foe's space and on the 5 spaces behind those spaces, based on direction unit is facing, and 1 turn after combat, This effect does not trigger on if unit has not triggered special and unit is defeated during combat. I see, okay. Alright. That's a lot to unpack there. So, just straight up, it's 5 cooldown. So it is a high cooldown special, for sure. These days, there are so many ways to mitigate that, especially for an infantry unit. So I think that he's probably going to be able to charge that pretty much instantly. But the interesting thing here, so he gains reflex. Also, there is the kind of increasing the speed threshold on both sides of the, either increasing or reducing the speed threshold for double attacks. Now, reduces damage for foes first attacks by 40%, and then neutralize effects that guarantee foes follow-up attacks, and then the miracle effect. So the miracle effect is going to be particularly devastating, I think, because we have the deep wounds negation and the heal at the start of the turn, or start of combat, that can't be reduced by the as combat begins damage. So that's quite significant, because what that means is that he's always basically going to start combat with at least with more than 1 HP. So he's pretty much always going to be able to proc Miracle. So as long as he can eliminate the enemy on counterattack, then he is golden in his first counterattack, as long as he doesn't get attacked again. So, out of the gate, that's already quite strong. Rise above 4 for the A slot. Grants HP plus 7 and then plus 12 to all stats, just straight up. Unit deals plus 7 damage. Reduces damage from a foe's first attack by 7 during combat. And then, okay, got it. Alright, pair up 4, which we've seen, we know, and we love to hate. Not, it's pretty, I probably, one of the strongest B slots that have been introduced recently. Attack speed Faith for the C slot, so he is going to be an attack speed centered character. It does seem that way. It seems like they are pushing that element. Bulwark is active on unit. Yep, okay, there we go. Reduced damage 5/5. So plenty of damage reduction built in. But, like, it seems like Roy doesn't even care about that, right? Like, he wants to be attacked. It doesn't really matter, because as long as he gets attacked, as long as he's entering combat and getting into combat, he's going to heal. And then Deep Wounds isn't going to be able to stop him from at least healing 1 HP. And as long as he has 2 HP... he will be able to get the miracle effect during that combat. Emblem effect, enhanced engaged special, grants plus 3 to all stats. Enhanced engaged special, plus 3 to all stats, okay. When special triggers, boost damage by unit's max special cooldown count, times 4. And if unit initiates combat and unit's HP is greater than 1, and foe would reduce the unit's HP to 0 during combat, unit survives with 1 HP once per turn, doesn't stack with other similar effects. When this effect triggers, other similar effects granted to unit are considered triggered and vice versa. Okay. So, gives a miracle effect. Again, that is quite useful. That is quite useful, especially for characters that heal. I think that's really the driving force, and Roy is part of that, right? He's part of that party, that healing potion party. That he's hosting the party and inviting everybody to it. As long as a unit heals, they can take great effect or take great value in having this emblem effect, especially if they heal upon hit. So I think that's particularly noteworthy, right? So the if foe initiates combat and unit's HP is greater than 1, foe would reduce survives with 1 HP once per turn. Okay, it's once per turn. I see. Okay, all right, got it. All right, so it's still powerful. But it only has, you can only initiate it once per turn as an emblem effect, not once per combat. So it's not quite as annoying as it being on Roy here, but again, Roy is built for this. He just enjoys taking the damage. He'll take the hits because he's gonna heal, invoke miracle, and then be able to retaliate.
Not bad.
So, miracle effect, and then blazing lion back. Yep. So what was the charge? Yeah, let's take another look here. Just real quick. So he comes in with a 3 cooldown charge. Okay. And then he attacks. He gets the miracle icy. He attacks. Wait. Okay, he attacks. And then attack faith. Yep. Okay, so before the enemy's attack, he gets another special charge. And then he tanks the hit, which is the next special charge. So, yes, he is able to effectively get Blazing Lion in the first initiation. And that is going to be his entire speed stat as additional damage in addition to all the other effects. He has the Kanto, puts out the Divine Vein, and there you go. So pretty disgusting, not going to lie. I want to specifically look at the Binding Blade style. So it's not over yet, right? He has his own style. The unit can attack foes 2 spaces away. So not the 3 spaces away that we've been seeing more commonly, but 2 spaces away. Decrease speed difference necessary to unit to make a follow-up attack by 10 during combat. Cannot move through spaces within 2 spaces of foe that has triggered the Bulwark effect. Okay. Alright. After combat, movement effects do not occur. Skill effect range is treated as 1. The style can be used only once per turn. Okay, alright. So the decreasing speed necessary, that whole piece of it, is interesting, because presumably that's, I guess that stacks with the other speed modifier that he has, like, or the speed calculation modifier that he has. And again, he wants that for the potent effect, right? I mean, potent 100%, that's really what his main driving reason for doing that, but yeah, I don't know. It seems okay. Seems okay. And of course, I mean, being able to even now, even though since it was first introduced with Emblem Erica, I think it was Emblem Erica. The ability to transition into a ranged unit from physical is still quite good. So, even though it's only 2 spaces, that's still pretty good. All right, and up next, we want to, I think most notably, we want to see the effect in action here, right? So, +3 to all stats. Okay. If foe initiates combat and unit's HP is greater than 1, and foe would reduce. Yeah. Okay. All right. So it's pretty standard miracle effect, right? There's not a ton of frills to it, and it is enemy phase only. So that is a consideration, right, in terms of what it does. It can, I think, create some pretty ridiculous combinations, for sure. But yeah, I think most notably, I think Roy is going to be an annoying character to deal with on the battlefield. I think as far as his emblem effect goes, it's certainly not a must-have. Whenever I'm looking at this, obviously I'm looking at it through the lens of how can I make my Camilla emblem better with these emblem effects. So for me, I don't know if it's necessarily that great, but well, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I have to play around with it a little bit. Because there might be some fun stuff to do with healing and miracle and defensive effects. I'm thinking that maybe Vanilla Camilla, if anything else. But yeah, we can, because as far as enemy phasing, I think that's really kind of the right. That I think that's the restriction that's baked in here. But yeah, I mean, you can. I think there's some definitely plays, some strategies you can play around with this, some fun combinations. Let me know down below what you think about Emblem Roy. Is Roy your boy? Are you going for him? Are you going to be summoning on this banner? And if you do, best of luck to you. I hope you do get your boy, and are able to put his emblem effect to great use. I think I'm going to bide my time. You know, summer is around the corner, and summer banners are a must. And then, again, I think Choose Your Legends Camilla is going to be happening soon with a duo at some point. She's got to be creeping around the corner somewhere. And then, even still, Emblem Camilla is going to happen at some point too. So it's kind of scary. So even aside from like seasonals, I already know that there are big targets that are incoming. So every orb counts. I gotta wait it out. Let me know down below. Again, hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider leaving a like, commenting down below, and subscribing to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, let's protect those skies.